Live.
It's live. That's what it is. And my camera keeps getting messed up. Tobin, how everyone? I hope you're doing well. Tobin, how you doing, sir?
Not too shabby.
Not
I
too
am
shabby.
hanging in there. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing. I've gotten busy enough now that I have lost track of days, and now everything is in projects. I now look at time in terms of projects. So that
Right.
project might be several days. It might be just half a day. It might be a few hours, but that's how I'm thinking of time. It isn't like yesterday. I'm like, today's Wednesday. It feels like it should be later than Wednesday. And it was because it was Thursday. And I'm pretty sure today's Friday. And the reason why I know that today's Friday is because I'm here doing this. And I knew that this week I'd be doing Friday.
Yep. Yep. Basing it all on achievements and what has to be done. That
And
is
what
for
has to
sure.
be done. Exactly.
I'm in that headspace as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the secret project right now. So I'm in negotiations about maybe starting a podcast. I was doing a podcast before with Jack Paterko.
Mhm.
Um, we're going to be releasing some more content. Actually, Jack and I are going to start recording stuff again, but this is totally separate from that um, because there is interest amongst my overlords in doing a comedy podcast, and so we might be doing that. That's talk. That's talk right now. But I got one of my buddies who is an editor in podcasts. That's one of the things he does. Dennis Mailer. He's been on the show on this channel a couple of times. So he would be the booker as well as the editor of the podcast. So that's one of the bits of news from the secret project, I guess, this morning. One of the many
Sounds like a
pieces.
winning team.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like Jack Maturko and Dennis. They're both
Well,
got good personalities.
yeah, and you know this too, right? It's like if you're going to work with people, then you have to make sure that they don't. And for those of you who don't do creative ventures with other creatives, um, the biggest problem, and I'm going to use a technical term, is that they flake out on you, right?
Mm.
Like people can easily get just stop doing it. They're just not interested in doing the work anymore, or they have something else that occurs. So I'll say this about Jack Maturko as well as Dennis is that they're both people who grind out work, who just are willing to. What's up, Sammy?
G'day.
Sammy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what's the worst problem? I missed it.
No, when you're working with people, and when you're doing a creative venture, and you're working in a team, and people just start flaking out on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
That's me.
Sammy
I'm
and
the
I
flake.
You're
no,
the
no,
flake.
I'm the flake. I
Mm,
told I got something I've been working on with Sammy and Kevin, trying to put something together, and man, I got thrown behind. I got thrown in the weeds. Things like did not uh go as planned for me.
Yeah.
But I remember I'm still working on it, Sammy. I'm still working on it.
yeah.
What's up, John Hudson? I
Whoa.
thought your internet was sucking bone today.
It is. The camera will not work
Whoa.
either.
Well,
Switch.
maybe that's lucky for all of us. I mean, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
Wow, you went there.
Say fuck you, Andy Hall.
I thought I just did with that. You just went there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's because I have no concept of time anymore. Time, like I don't measure time in anything because it doesn't have any sort of consistency. One day, you know, hours are like minutes, and the next day minutes are like hours, and I don't know what day it is most of the time. Usually, if I'm on this show, it's only because I've forgot my sleeping pill for the
oh, right,
night.
right, right.
Um,
Well, tell me, for those of us who've had kids, when the kids are young and you got to do the heavy lifting with the kids, I mean, at least I can speak for myself, at least, at the very least, is that my schedule focused around my kids because I was the primary caregiver of the kids. So that brought order to my schedule. Now that I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing now, that seems to be, like I said, the days aren't as important as the projects I'm working on.
We'll see. If I wasn't trying to run a business at the same time as having small children, I wouldn't be having such an issue.
Right.
But like, I'm basically raising my daughter in my office, you know, which is not good for her. It's a big office, and she gets to scoot around in a little walker, and she loves it. But that can only last so long.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Sammy, I would disagree with you there. Phoenix went with me everywhere until she was 5 and got her in school. And I was doing mortgage loans, real estate, and running my construction company at the same time. And she went absolutely everywhere with me. And as a grown woman, she is one powerhouse of a woman. I'm telling you, she got her shit together. And I think that had a lot to do with it. So,
yeah.
And the way she interacts with people, and always has. It's like we'd be invited to a party and they'd say, no kids. And I'm like, oh, I'm not coming because I've got Phoenix. And they're like, oh, Phoenix ain't a kid. So because she was so good, because she'd been around adults her whole life. So,
well, that's a good way to, hopefully that's what ends up happening.
So, John Hudson, how were you able to do all those things? I mean, besides the cocaine, I just assumed that the cocaine was part of it. But
they really went hand in hand with each other. Serious. I mean, if one of my realtor friends was selling the house to other people, I would work as the mortgage loan officer.
Yeah.
It was an internet type thing. We worked together. There was a group of about 6 of us that we were tossing each other the leads, and there was spiff that went with all them. Generally a couple bottles of whiskey or whatever.
That's excellent, dude.
It worked good. It was excellent, and until I lost my real estate license when I got busted growing weed.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's such a bullshit reason too, isn't it?
I would say so.
Right. And yeah. Dude, that does suck. But you must, I mean, obviously you've turned out okay. Maybe, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, this photography thing's taken us in some crazy directions. Tomorrow, Phoenix met some gal that runs this stunt park here in Texas, and we're going out tomorrow. They get to blow up a van, and they get to watch these guys drop and stuff. And she's the photographer for them, the still photography. So we got to get invited to this event tomorrow, and they're going to blow up a van. And I'm like, can I go jump off the tower or something cool?
Nice, dude. Nice. No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I'll take some pictures and I'll post them up.
You know what I am going to say too, because I'm just bouncing off what Jesse Bear is asking about, because she connected me with someone who could be a potential guest, is that I am actually working with someone to be a booker for this show too. Nice. Because not for this channel. So that, as you've noticed in the past, I've had, pretty decent conversations with people within the community and outside the community. And I've been so busy, I haven't really been able to reach out to people. But I am actually, perhaps someone is going to be booking guests for me. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to, hey, what's up, Kendra? I'm trying to get all of that stuff, kind of like outsourced so that I can focus on the important stuff here, which is just making shitty jokes, to tell you the truth, which is just, making shitty jokes.
They're funny, shitty jokes.
We like your shitty jokes.
Well, thank you.
I was just thinking, the 4 of us here are actually very driven and busy men. And we're all, out there making it happen. And it just makes me feel good.
That's good, dude.
So I thought I'd point it out.
Fuck.
And hopefully it makes you feel good.
That's sweet, Sammy.
Am I supposed to be feeling good? Please tell me. Am I supposed to be feeling
Friday.
good?
It's Friday, baby. Yes, I'm in the naughty corner, Dr. Mordecai.
I'm sorry. Am I supposed to be feeling good when I'm not drunk? Is that what you're trying to tell me too?
Well, it's what they say.
That's what they say. I'm going to have to write a little note somewhere in the back of my hand. It's okay to feel good when not drinking.
I didn't feel so good this morning watching Jimmy's show last night. I did about 8 fingers of Devil River, and this morning I woke up running for the Tylenol.
Jimmy show is good. I watched it last night.
Shit, it's evolving. It really is evolving. Them guys are really starting to click, and the production is really good.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. It takes time to get your feet on the ground, basically, and to get a team together to do a show like that. So yeah, they're doing good.
And then Tobin's video, just he's fucking it up. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know Jesse Bear.
I'm loving those video clips.
It's so weird. It makes me I want to see a dark MTV or something again like that with nothing but Tobin videos.
Hey, it's D Park's birthday.
Heck yeah.
Happy birthday, D.
Oh, happy birthday, D.
Congratulations, D. And I'm probably going to be in House Biscuit. My cat does this thing, and I've been really trying to get the right moment so that I can just make another shitty show, because my cat's a lot more popular than I am. I mean, that's no surprise. So I've been trying to get to the right moment that when she does the thing that I can record her. So, hopefully that'll be sometime soon.
Hey, a message just
catching moments with animals can be really
Yeah.
Message.
It can be really difficult at times.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, John? You got something going on, brother?
No, there's a message just popped up that told me to shut it down and try it again. So I'm gonna back out and see if I can't come in with the camera.
Sure. Good luck.
All right.
Oh, I should also say things because people want me to say some things, like promoting stuff that I'm going to be doing, which is, I believe it's on the 16th. It's that Tang thing with their holiday special. And so I'm going to be co-hosting. So I should say that, which I am right now. Seth Andrews is going to be on. A bunch of other people are going to be on. I'm going to say words, maybe be funny, maybe, perhaps. So yeah, check it out.
Heck yeah.
I don't want to be all my friends' parents used to say that I was a bad influence. And it never occurred to me that maybe I was. But I don't want to be a bad influence, Andy, but you're quite funny all the time, so don't worry about that.
No thanks.
But you are also a lot funnier when you're drinking.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I think I am too. Well, I get to be funny up until a point, right? And then when that point, I have,
and then it becomes belligerent. And opinionated. The funnies just goes out the window. It's like, I'm not trying to be funny anymore.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm going to say words that I think without the funny filter. Oh, wait, here comes John Hudson. John Hudson's back. John Hudson.
It's not going to allow me.
It's not going to allow you. Oh, okay.
No, I don't know what's up. I'll have to have my 5-year-old grandson look at my computer.
He's the tech team.
Dude, fuck, he's so sharp on it. He's been showing me all kinds of stuff with it. And then we've been doing that Duolingo or something like that.
Oh yeah, Duolingo. Yeah, that's
an awesome app.
And been trying to learn the Spanish with him.
Yeah, it's a good app.
He's a lot better at it than me though, so
So
I've
Phil's
shared
going,
something
I
there
find that like actually
too when you get
having
a chance.
somebody
And
to have conversations with helps along with the
Oh.
app.
So, Sammy, you trying to share something with us, brother?
yeah, is it there? So it's a terrible picture, but my neighbor sent it to us. This is what our house looks like from across the road.
Oh wow, dude, you're gonna
So
blow up.
that's they're little LEDs and they're all solar, so it's
Oh,
not
nice.
even costing any power. But that is literally just I think 50-meter lengths of fairy lights, and I literally hot glued them to our brickwork in the lines of
shit.
the brick.
Right.
So the whole face of the house is lit up in like multicolor. It looks like Santa Claus vomited Christmas over our house.
I was
I
going to
love
call
it.
that. I was going to call that a bukkake of Christmas lighting, but I'm much too much of a gentleman to say
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
think. Well, that's what I'm going to start saying.
Okay.
Did you just say what
Right.
I think you said?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. See, Jesse thinks that, and it is pretty. I mean, it is nice. I mean, yeah.
Well, see, we live in a town where there's not much, not many people bother with lights and things, but just by chance, the street that I live in is the street where people all try and outdo each other.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah.
our neighbors always had these extravagant displays, and there was our little house with like maybe a lollipop or something at the front. And it was sad. So I thought, you know what? What's the cheapest way that I can go over the top?
Right. Down the street from us, there is a chicken nativity.
Oh.
And I did a short video of it last year. Last year? It might have been last year. Like I have to go seek it out again to see if the chicken nativity is out. And then when I do the show on Monday, I'll post the video. I'll share the video with you guys just to show, because it is a funny little chicken nativity. It's the three wise chickens, the little chick Jesus.
Baby Jesus
I'll
feeling
see if you can
cocky.
see
Yeah, that's
this.
right. Oh, dude, that's beautiful.
That is cool, Clark
So-
Griswold.
How long did that take you to do?
So that was last year's, and that
Okay.
probably took me 2 solid days.
So, Sammy,
So
I
like
don't want you to incriminate
15,
yourself.
16 hours.
I don't want you to incriminate yourself, but were you high as fuck while you were doing that?
Oh, it's the only way you can do it.
I would-
Why do you think I've got all these little fucking burn marks from the hot glue gun all over me? Man, I was hanging over the edge of the roof and everything to do that.
Fucking be
dude,
careful.
Whoa.
I'm trying to figure
I was
out.
very careful.
I'm trying to
Very
figure out how to.
stoned, but very
And so,
careful.
Well, being stoned will make you more cautious, I've found. Being drunk will get you fucking in trouble.
Jesse Bear says, someone on my street has a Nightmare Before Christmas house. That's pretty
Sweet.
cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Very nice.
I'm trying to find a way how I can bribe my kids to bring a Christmas tree over. Maybe if we pick one out, and then it's like, hey, how about you guys come up for pizza or something? Bribe them with food. And then, oh, by the way, can you come over? Can you just grab that tree? And then maybe put the tree up. And then maybe decorate
Maybe decorate it.
I don't know how many pizzas that would take. Maybe there aren't enough pizzas in the world, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, it is. Now, we were going to go away this weekend, the girlfriend and I. We were going to do the Vegas thing, right? Which you talked me out of. Which everyone talked me out of. Thank you very much. So we are just staying home. We're just staying in this weekend. We're not doing anything too crazy. We're not traveling at all. So, and I get to work. I get to do the typey thing and and do work that I can't really talk about right now. But I will say I'm the comedy editor. Can I say I'm a comedy editor? I'll say that. I'm actually going to, starting on the 15th, because my last day at Pathos is the 14th. I get to say that.
So
I
you're
get to go on.
leaving Pathos.
I'm leaving Pathos, yeah. Hemet is leaving Pathos. I tweeted that the other day. And so I don't know who else has officially stated that they're leaving the Pathos non-religious channel, but there may be a mass migration. There may be a mass migration.
Have you spoken about this?
Yeah, this is the secret
I've
project.
missed a few shows.
Yeah. So this is the, I'm officially not able to talk completely about the secret project until I believe the 14th, right? But so now I'm just, because, I've been working so much on it lately, I feel like I need to talk about it. And so, yes, on the 14th is my last day at Pathos. Will there be will the secret project be unveiled at that point, and will it be live? It's a soft launch on the 14th.
Is the secret project related to the mass migration or possible mass migration?
No, well, yes, it's definitely to the possible mass migration.
I'm a little bit slow.
Have you? Yeah, don't worry, John. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, me either.
So, so you haven't dropped any names yet? Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't been left behind.
You have not been left behind, sir. No,
Okay.
you have not been left behind.
Okay.
You have not been left behind.
Don't worry, John. Nothing's happened yet. We haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
So what is this with Pathos? Pathos?
So Pathos is where many of us are blogging these days. Right. The friendly atheist, myself, Shamala Hamala too. Everyone, Shamala.
What's up, Rex? Shamala Hamala.
Exactly. Man, fuck this tablet. I got to get my new computer set up, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're on a tablet.
Yeah, I'm on a tablet. Yeah.
You sound.
It's a Kindle. Well, I mean, the sound's pretty good, but
it does sound good, dude.
But my big ass fingers, I'll fucking hit the wrong spot and it'll just all shut down. So.
And I noticed that devices get really fucking hot when you're on StreamYards. Or maybe that's just mine.
Oh, mine does too. The back of mine does.
Well, all the processes. Yeah, it'll heat them up for sure. Yeah. Because it's thinking so much.
Yeah. My laptop would get hot too. And it's a glitch. What happens with, I have a MacBook Air, by the way. And so what happens is that it gets overheated and starts making a clicking sound.
Oh.
And so what I have now, I can't really show you, but I have a stand for it to be on, so it isn't just on the table. So it kind of gives it more air. It gives more air to circulate around, so it doesn't overheat. But yeah, it's a problem with MacBook Airs.
Hey, back to that Pathos.
Yes.
Now, what you saying? Mass migration and it's religious? What the heck?
It's a once I think I should say that Pathos has been exceptionally good to me. I've been blogging there for, I don't know, like 10 years maybe at this point. 7. No, it was post-divorce, so maybe like 7 years. And they have allowed me to do all kinds of shit. Shit that I should not be able to do on that site. I have done things like written posts, like I don't know, the Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene being in a porn together post.
Yeah, but it's satire.
There was satire. All this stuff has been just satire stuff. But basically, they gave me what amounted to a blank check. One bit was about Ann Coulter's vagina committing suicide. So
you would too.
I hated that woman. Ann Coulter.
Yeah, she's a horrible person. She's horrible person.
Yeah,
so they have.
So is there bad blood there,
No.
or is it
No, there's
just
no bad blood.
moving on?
Moving on.
Yeah.
That's maybe we could say other things. Because what happens, everyone, just to let you know, what happens once the show ends officially, this show, the after party after show, I'm on mic for a few minutes with everyone else. And so then I can be a little bit more open about things. Maybe I'll be a little bit more open about things after the show. I mean, I don't know. But yes, there's no bad blood. And
another one that I do not like is that Kellyanne Conway bitch.
Oh, she was horrible. She was a horrible person.
She is still horrible. She
Yeah.
is still.
Yeah.
Is that the one whose daughter makes all the TikToks? She's fucking wonderful.
Yeah, she's a slice of magic. That's what she is.
She is. She sure is.
Oh yeah, her daughter was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm not even going there."
Yeah, King. There's a lot of and Pathos Non-Religious has been the world's largest secular site, basically atheist site, and so Jonathan Amos Pierce is going to be moving to. I don't think he's made. Maybe he has made it official. I'm not sure. So so last day is on the 14th. And there'll be a soft launch that day, and I'll be sharing the link to you guys to everyone in case you want to check it out.
So, can I suggest that you don't let it, how does the phrase go, die with a whimper? But I think you need to go out of Pathos with a bang.
You think I should go guns blazing?
You're going, so why wouldn't you?
With the rebel yell.
What can they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, go out with like Jesse Ventura's gun from Predator, Old Painless. That, yeah.
Right.
Guns a blazing.
Just I know that you're very forward focused. So Pathos is very much almost in the rearview mirror, but it was a very decent chunk of your satire career, your satirical career.
Yeah.
Would
you
wouldn't say that?
Yeah, that's where
no, but that sounds like I'm saying your career is a joke.
Well, for a lot of people, they would agree with you. Not in a pleasant way either.
I don't understand how you haven't caught on. Just fucking mad, The crap that I see on the internet and the YouTube.
Yeah.
It gets... Fuck, maybe you should be a gamer, Andy.
Dude, I have to tell you, I know it is somewhat frustrating, John Hudson. I'm not gonna
just play like Farmville all day long.
Right, and just make shitty jokes and drink. That's what I really should be doing. Suzanne Tickmeyer was a writer over on Pathos. That's right, King. She's been on this channel a couple of times talking about the Duggars and the
Duggars.
Yeah.
Oh,
now,
is that why I know that name? Is Josh Duggar the... No, he's not one of those.
Josh Duggar is one of the 19. He is the eldest of those kids, basically.
There's 19 now? Holy shit.
Well, that was the name of the show, 19, I believe, I think.
That's like a baseball team. Yeah, it's like a baseball team.
I didn't put those pieces together.
That's amazing. Her vagina just didn't fall out.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's funny.
They must have had to keep sewing it back in.
Hey. I don't need that.
I tell you,
so it falling out is not too far, but putting it back is too far.
Too far, yeah.
I know.
That's a step beyond the line. Yeah.
Dearie, would you pick it up?
See, this is what happens when we don't have women on the show, everyone. This
Yeah,
is
that was
what
refreshing having the gals on. I don't want to say
happens.
that.
Yeah, it's good to have women on the panel with us.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Whenever
I
I do a
noticed.
stream, I'd like to have women on. I mean,
I noticed when I'm around ladies, I'm a whole different animal. Uh, I'm
I'm
I
pretty
shut
much
up.
the
I
same.
shut the fuck up is what I do.
Well,
So
yeah, that's true.
That's probably
I
your
do that
appeal.
too, but yeah. Oh. Who's that chick that had the quadruplets or whatever? What's her name?
Oh, there was the Octomom from like I don't know a while back.
No, she's a blonde, and she had a show on TLC, I think. Her
Thank
and
you,
her
Jesse.
husband.
Thank you
I'll
for
behave now. Jesse's here.
Jesse.
being a moderating
You
influence.
said you needed a woman, so I is a woman.
Yes, you
Yes, you are.
yes. Thank you. A
Welcome.
moderating influence here.
Oh, and welcome to everybody in chat, and thanks for having me up. I was kind of a dick earlier. Sorry about that.
So how are you feeling these days, Jesse? I know you have the whole the gluten and the COVID and everything. I think I might have lost Jesse. The cats
Did
might
you
Can
have
you hear
gone.
me?
Okay,
Ah,
I
there you
didn't hear. No.
There you are.
Didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was wondering how you're feeling because I know you have the gluten stuff going on and
What's it doing now?
What's that?
I think she may be having technical issues.
I think there's technical issues.
Is that better?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. I got off my Wi-Fi. I'm trying
Yeah,
to do like a straight connection. You can see if that worked.
that's what I found with doing this is that getting a physical cord in as a not using Wi-Fi that makes things a lot easier.
hmm I still didn't catch what you said. I'm going to
No,
assume you are asking if I was feeling better with my COVID stuff and all my other jazz.
yes, that's exactly it.
Steroids are magic.
Steroids are magic.
I'm feeling a lot better, and for the first time in 2 years, my neck does not hurt from my psoriasis.
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Great. Yeah.
The flare is almost completely gone already. It's
You know,
almost I'm almost in disbelief. I keep touching my neck like, wow, it's really not there anymore.
that's funny. You
That's
should say
awesome.
that because whenever I like to ignore most of my body as much as humanly possible. And I know that's issues. I know I have issues with my body. I try to ignore it when it's feeling good. I try to ignore it when it's feeling bad. And maybe that's just, maybe that's something with me in here. Except that when I'm feeling bad, I do go to the doctor. Like if it's bad.
Oh, when I was in basic training, the drill sergeant always says, "Pain is just weakness leaving the body." I was like, "You motherfucker." That's what he said.
Pain is your body telling you something's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you done fucked up. Yeah.
Pain is telling you to stop it. This is the ASL for stop. It's to stop.
But I did want to
Yeah,
mention
I
because you
won't
guys
allow
were.
myself.
All right, Jesse's still
I'm muted.
I was just gonna say, I won't allow myself to do work or anything if I'm not in the right state of mind or if I'm in pain or something like that. Like, listening to your body, it I don't know, it does me better if I stay uh in tune with that and pay attention to it.
Yeah. I hear what
Well,
you're
that's a
saying.
healthy
I'm sorry.
boundary to have for yourself, Tobin.
Yeah, I listen to my
I
body when I'm bleeding or a bone sticking out or something.
that's when I listen.
I'm one of the first to go to the doctors when that happens.
Maybe there's
Otherwise,
something wrong here. Yeah.
I'm
I did
very
want to
much like
mention.
Andy, and I put my fingers in my ears and say la 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 when it comes to my body.
Right.
I did. I was gonna say you guys weren't being, in my opinion, too crude about the Duggars with the vagina falling out. I want to say there was an entire. I can't remember which it was. I want to say College Humor back in the day when that 19 Kids and Counting show was still on, and that was they had like a skit where they constantly like parodied them, and that was their running joke. Is every time the quote unquote family would go out somewhere, somebody in the skit would go, "How is your vagina not falling out?" And at the end of the, I don't know how many episodes, I want to say like 5 episodes they did of that particular skit, a baby just like, she was walking and then all of a sudden you heard a cry and she reached down to the ground and she's like, oh, I guess we had another one.
Nice.
But the reason they have 19 though in that cult is you are a broodmare as a woman.
Mhm.
That is their job. They are part of the quiverful movement.
Yeah.
So the more children you have, the better you are, apparently. So it's like taking what the Catholics say to like the nth degree as far as no birth control. They actively try to have as many children as physically possible.
And there's at some point, and this is obvious, I think, to all of us, to any reasoning person, that there's you give up quality over quantity, and quality in terms of being able to pay attention to your kids, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
They used very proudly on their show, because I will say I did watch that show out of like morbid curiosity as a teenager when it was on. And I was just like, how do they do that? Like, that just doesn't make sense. They very proudly proclaimed that their children raised their children. They used a quote unquote buddy system where they would pair up an older child with a younger child, and the mother, whose name is Michelle, would pretty much pass off the babies to one of the older children as soon as she was done nursing. So she really didn't spend time with any of her children, like one-on-one
So,
quality time once they
Children
weaned,
raising children.
do
literally.
you
And then they
think
wonder why this kind of shit happens in their family.
Go ahead, Sam.
that Valentina Vasiliev and her husband Fyodor Vasiliev are alleged to hold the record for the most children? She gave birth to a total of 69.
No.
16
Nuh-uh.
pairs of twins. She had birth 27 times. 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets between 1725 and 1765. And
I would ask
it's
how many
true.
of
I've
those are
seen that.
stillborn,
How many of them lived? Yeah.
and how many were like late miscarriages, because you could have like a second trimester miscarriage and count that
Yeah.
as a birth medically, but you don't have a child that survives.
I was just looking at it from the birthing perspective because we were talking about vaginas falling out. I'm just
talking
wondering
about pure
how
numbers. Just talking about
a woman's body can survive that. How, like, because I've known my my older brother's ex-partner has 13 children.
Oh, Lord.
And like the
Jesus.
doctors told her she had to stop at 5 or 6, but she just kept having them, and
Well, I know,
it's ravaged her body now. Like
yeah.
she
I,
has had bits sewn to bits just to keep it all up inside, and then there's the women like this that supposedly popped out 69.
wow.
Well, I know from a medical perspective, once you get past 4 or 5, and this is from what my own doctors have told me, that you are at an increased risk of postpartum hemorrhage, which is bleeding to death.
Mhm.
And then you're also, I think once you pass 6, are at a horrifically increased risk of a uterine prolapse, which is your uterus falling out of your vagina,
Yeah.
which could
Uh-huh.
kill you very easily.
Wow, that
But
could
I
really
believe
happen?
that's, yes. And then there's like, thankfully now there's things to help if that happens. And I do live in Pennsylvania, so we have quite a big population near me of, and they're all over PA, but we have a lot of Mennonites and we have a lot of Amish and other sects like that are very insular and have lots and lots of babies. And unfortunately, a lot of those women home birth. So you actually see an incredibly high postpartum mortality rate in those communities because they have those things happen in a non-medical place, and women die a lot, unfortunately. But it just my own experience, I have 3 kids. My joints, I have arthritis in one of my hips from pregnancy. I mean, it was exacerbated because I was on bed rest with my last kid, but it's incredibly hard on your body. I don't know how anybody could do more than 4 and not be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom had 6 kids. Actually, if you count the stillborn, there would have been 8 of us.
Mhm.
And she was 5 foot nothing, and all of her babies were about 10 pounds. She suffered with female problems her whole existence. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, my great grandmother had 9 kids. My great grandmother and great grandfather. So and they were all girls except for the last one, who was a boy.
Well, that would have, like, I'm trying to think time-wise, that would have made sense though at the time
Yeah.
to have more kids because you need the labor
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
back then. Because like my grandmother had 5 kids, but she's 92.
Yeah.
So like they needed the help.
My nan would be 106, I believe, if she's still alive. She was one of 10, all girls,
Wow.
and that's why they had 10, because they
They're trying for a boy.
Kept on trying.
wanted boys, and because they would go by their middle names more than their first name in that time. And when you had a child, you just went down to the post office and registered its birth. Remembering she was 106, my nan, so this was 106 years ago. So, and when they said, "What's the child's name?" and he had to think of a name, and he wrote it down and went back, and my nan's mother said, "What did you decide to call her?" And he said, "Edith." And she said, "You've already got an Edith." And so there was 2 Ediths because the other Edith was going by the middle name as well, which wasn't Edith. So my nan was Edith Alice Catherine Green, and she went by Catherine.
That's a lot of words.
So it's a lot of
Were
names.
Were they JWs as well?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just
My
curious.
nan, my nan was where it started. She became one when she was in her mid-50s.
Interesting.
After the death of her husband, which is usually when they grab you after a death.
I saw a video the other day on Jehovah's Witness. I'm not very familiar with them, and man, it's some pretty weird stuff. You know, the way they would hide the sexual abuse with children and such. That they have to take it to the elders or something like that.
Yeah, well, anything, because they're insular, so they don't trust the outside world. So
Then why do they come knocking on everybody's fucking door?
Because they want you to become one of them.
That's a good question.
They want to take the outside and bring it inside.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
They want to find the ones who are silly enough to buy it.
Oh, yeah, good story. When I moved up here like 10 years ago, the JWs came knocking at my door. I went to the door without my shirt on, and they could see all 9 of my tattoos. They never came back.
Did you get them to try to touch your nipples?
Oh, no. I just accepted their pamphlet, and I said thank you, and they got in their van and fucking took off and never came back.
Yeah, something like that happened to me too. I had a pit bull Rottweiler mix, and she was barking quite a bit, and I'd been working downstairs and we had a dirt floor basement where I was living at the time, and I did not look good. I looked like a crazy person basically, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come on in, I'll talk to
Get
you
you beer.
about Jesus. They did not come back.
To answer Jesse, where's that? Yes, they do have that fucking 2-witness rule. I'm not going to start, but they do have a 2-witness rule. So if there's not 2 witnesses, they leave it in God's hands. When do you know of 2 witnesses to sexual abuse, to child sexual abuse?
Yeah. That's
Well,
So they will, and just to let you know how staunch they are on this, one of the governing body members was in the Royal Commission, the Australian Royal Commission, and when they asked him, isn't that rule something you can look at, even just in regards to child sex abuse, being a bit lenient? Because by definition, not by definition, but just, in general, there's never 2 witnesses. It's an abuser and a victim. And the victim should be able to be a witness alone. And that all, and his response was essentially, no, it's in the Bible, it's biblical, and we will never change it.
Yeah. I don't think that's a valid reason because it's in the Bible.
Right.
I think we lost.
Well, they like to twist all kinds of stuff that they see in the Bible to allow injury and death to happen, from what little I've learned between what Sammy said on here and like Leah Remini did an episode on JW with Aftermath.
Right.
That was quite eye-opening.
Well, you can find a lot of biblical craziness. I don't know if you're all aware of this, but you find a lot of biblical craziness in the Bible.
Oh yeah. Well, they even take the craziness.
It's almost like you
more,
could
I
just
think.
open it up and point to a section.
What's worse is that it's not even a specific phrase or rule like a commandment. It comes from a parable about if a girl is raped in the field, you should believe her and just assume that she screamed for help because there was no one there to hear her.
Yes.
But if she's in the city and she's raped and she doesn't scream, then she is guilty.
I know
as the man, and
yeah, exactly. There's the city rules versus the rural rules, and I do remember that, Sammy. I forget where it is. I think it's Old Testament stuff.
I recall it too. Yes.
Yeah, it's Old Testament stuff where they're just like vomiting up rules, basically, in terms of what to do and what not to do. But yeah, it might be Deuteronomy or Leviticus. Those are 2 pretty disgusting books.
And that's actually, there's an example for people when they ask you why do you care? Why can't you just let people have their Bible, have their religion? Because just a little thing like that, an interpretation or taking something literal, whatever, that's that dangerous, has caused in the Australian one, right? This is just Australia, and this is the numbers that they handed over.
Yeah,
they were never investigated, right?
Yep.
1,000 children in between 1970 and 1991.
Wow.
In Australia.
If nothing else, the reticence of many religious people not to wear a mask, not to get vaccinated, not to get their kids vaccinated, that alone should be clear evidence that it, not trying to be skeptical, not having a society that incentivizes skepticism, is dangerous. It is innately dangerous.
Well, I've talked to the guy who has the property next to us, anti-vax, and he's like, well, they can't even make up their mind what they're doing. I'm like, science evolves. Because they're doing research on these things, and he's like, they're trying to just poison you,
So what is it? Is it the fact that you don't like it because science changes its opinions, or you think it's poisoning you, or you just have thoughts and feelings that you cannot really summarize coherently? Because I'm thinking it's the fucking third one, to tell you the truth.
Yes, sir. Well, it is. I mean, and it's a hard pill to swallow. They're saying, "Oh, mix this vax and that," but I'll go with the professionals. If you want to know how to fucking break a leg, I can fucking show you how to break a leg. Come to me for that. I'll leave my medicine and science to them people.
Yes.
And that's I was in a discussion the other day, and that was essentially the point of the whole discussion, was this theist trying to say that we should be more accepting of fringe arguments because great advancements are often made by one person. And if we didn't listen to that one person, we'd never advance. And I said, I said, no, we just withhold our judgment until that person's findings become the consensus.
Yes.
Unless I'm an expert in the same field as that person, I may make a judgment straight away. But seeing as I'm not an expert in anything, I'm going to always have to wait for the consensus.
Yeah.
I can't just take fringe things on face value.
I would be like, let's put a pin on that bit of crazy word salad you just said. And I want to ask this theist, it's like, so if a Satanist comes up to you and talks about the good news of Satan, that means because it's a fringe theory, you would give it due consideration and weigh it properly?
Wow.
I don't think so.
Andy's smart.
Andy's just fucking response. Angry. My girlfriend, we were, and the anger infuses everything. The anger infuses everything.
Well, you express your anger a lot different than I do.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yours is verbal, and mine isn't so much.
Well, the disability, the physical disability, not having any muscle mass on me, has probably done something for that. It's probably kept me out of the physical trouble bubble quite a bit.
Because you're so worldly. Fuck, I'd probably be sticking my tail between my leg, walking away like, oh God, this guy made me feel dumb. No, because it's happened to me before. With people that just like, fuck, I can't hit this guy, man. He's got a good brain.
You can't bear to knock the sense out of him, John.
I only hit the bad brainers.
I'm fucking quick on that one, too.
Well, I've always said hell has better music and better food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And better company.
Better company. Exactly.
Who wants to spend eternity worshiping the great leader? I mean, if we wanted to do that in life, we could move to North Korea, right?
Oh, yeah.
Eternity in a celestial North Korea.
Yeah.
Reminding our awesome leader how good he is for all eternity.
And now I'm thinking about the handouts I got from the JWs when I first moved here. When you said that to me, with the illustrations of the garden and the animals, and oh my gosh! Although I did scare them away. Telltale gave me a good tip on that. If anybody's ever watched his channel, I'm just like, oh, we're apostates. They ran away.
I used to throw a lot of kegger parties just so people would worship the leader, It was a good feeling for the moment, I'd have to say. You're a cool motherfucker.
Oh, I always just say I'm a heathen. Yeah, that kind of
Apostate
ends
makes
it
them
off.
really run.
I could
Does
see
it?
that.
My
I
tattoos
can
made
see
them run.
that. They're
Yeah,
one of
see,
the click that has been unplugged out of the system. Yeah.
yeah. And it's different too if you say, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Hmm.
They'll jump on you. Like, why'd you
Oh,
stop? Blah blah blah.
You know,
Jehovah will have always welcome you back, and there's nothing you can do that can't be forgiven. Whereas if you say I'm an apostate, that's like saying I'm actively against you, and I know you're bullshit. So it's
yeah.
pointless trying to
It's like a
say it.
magic spell. It's like dispel idiots.
Well,
It's like you're playing
They
Dungeons and
they
Dragons.
literally will turn around. They looked completely shocked. They turned around like they saw a ghost and they got back in their car. And I was
That's
very
cool.
nice about it. I was like, "Thank you for your time, but we're a family of apostates, so no thank you."
Yeah.
And they looked scared.
Yeah.
I felt kind
Because
of bad, but I
it's
just wanted them to
essentially
stop bugging me.
saying we actively worship the devil and eat babies.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, because I said I was an atheist, and they still kept coming around because my husband thinks it's funny to try to
Date them.
ask them 10 million questions to see if he can
I
catch them
like
in
to play with
something.
them like that too.
They come so early in the morning and we have little kids. I'm just, no, just leave me alone. And Telltale mentioned
Yeah.
that and they haven't come back since. It's been 2 years.
Apostate. Well, that's the magical spell, the abracadabra I'm going to say the next time I encounter one.
yeah, I like that. I've noticed a bunch. There's this Mormon gal from Utah that does the apostate channel,
Hmm.
and she's really good. I mean, 'cause she spent 25 years, with indoctrination, and then when she broke free, she has spilled the beans on them, and but when she does her thing, it's like she's got these trolls that come on all the time, and have even fucking threatened her with like death. It's like it's
This is a
scary.
dangerous gig, you know, because I do mostly comedy. Or I try to do comedy. I'll say that. Most people, I've never gotten like a hardcore. I've gotten a lot of insults, but no one has said we are coming to get you, Andy Hall.
Well, as rounded as your show
Um,
is too, Andy, it's not just straight on anti-religion.
Yeah,
You throw in politics, you throw in a lot of it, and it's like my daughter says, this place makes me a lot better of a human to hang out with you guys in the morning.
that's good. That's good. That's good to hear. Always good to hear. To tell you the truth, always good to hear.
yeah.
So I'm going to start winding
And
things down. Does anyone have? Because we're getting close to an hour. Does anyone have any big plans for the weekend?
Just the Stunch Adventure Park. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm taking my kids to medieval times. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. We are giant nerds and we didn't want to go to the Ren Fair this year because COVID. So medieval times is all COVID safety precautions. So very excited.
Very cool.
Awesome. Tobin just put a link down to his musical video, I believe. The music video, Tobin, right?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
come check it out. Come play with us.
Awesome.
It's a fun video.
Yeah.
Garbage pail kids and everything.
Garbage pail. I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I saw that. I'm like, that box got to be worth $1 million. I haven't seen one of them cards in 30 years.
oh, man.
Well, I just want to go with what the King said here. King Farouk says that, women are much more likely to get threats of actual abuse online. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah. I considered possibly making a channel at some point and seeing what other creators have had. I was just like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. I
Yeah.
give a lot of props to the people that do, but I just know I couldn't deal with
Well, I'll go on like the Tang or Knox channel and such, and I say whatever the fuck I want. I haven't had anybody shut me down,
Yeah.
except when I called Bree bro one day because I was unaware, and I was unaware, and I got my all kinds of women lashed on me and such, and so I talked to Bree, and I'm like, I didn't mean to be offensive. I didn't know.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, that you're cool. I have no. She said, I have no problem with it. Uh, uh, you're right. She said also, I have the same mistake myself at times,
Yeah.
and I make sure I turn into the show every Saturday just because of that fact. And besides, I like bugs.
Right.
See, I do not condone defending people like that. It's up to the person to defend themselves. It's okay to politely say, "Oh, weren't you aware that such and such, such and
Yeah.
such?" You don't have to come on the attack, because there are times like this one
Yeah.
where the person is innocent of any malice or anything.
It's just a
Had
slip of the
always
tongue.
known had always known the person by some pronouns,
Yeah.
and was unaware that they've decided now going by other pronouns. It's not.
Yeah. Most people, it's that saying, right? That most people aren't malicious. They just make mistakes. Don't ascribe something to malice, which could be explained by idiocy, basically.
Well, I get beat up for mansplaining, so I just gave up on that fucking shit.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, you learn things. I mean, and that's not doubling down, being able to listen to what people are telling you and to sit and reflect on it. That is an important skill, and it's something that more skeptics.
Well, it was on the Texas abortion thing, and and I was just trying to show my support.
Yep. Oh, I hear you.
I got beat the fuck out of,
Yeah, dude. What's important is that you didn't do a Dan Silverman or Joe Rogan and decide to go to the other side because your feelings got hurt because someone said something and corrected you. Because that's what happened to those people. They're like, well, I'm in the trouble bubble here and my little feels got hurt, so now I have to play for the other side. Yeah. On that happy note, I should be dropping another short video over the weekend. Shamala freaking Hamala, everyone.
Shamala.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry about coughing in the mic. My bad.
Well, I mean, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button and it'll be ending.